With some tips on how to calm those fears, worry management expert Denise Marek joins us with more. Good morning, Denise. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, so much concern, so much fear. How do we sort of, make it real?
Well, it's really important, as we've been hearing a lot in the news, not to panic. But it's one thing to say don't panic and another thing to know how. So there are 4 steps that you can follow right away. The first step is to make sure that you deal with the facts. Because the reality is, it's human nature to want to fill in the missing pieces of a story with things that we can imagine. And if we're imagining worst case scenarios, then an enormous amount of worry can set in. So 2 calming facts for parents to know is that, number 1, based on the data so far, kids don't seem to be more susceptible to the virus than adults, which is a significant difference than it is with the flu, which kids under 5 are an at-risk population. And another calming fact to keep in mind is that those who are affected with the coronavirus, 80% usually only experience mild symptoms.
That's incredibly positive news, because you hear these numbers. I mean, the numbers continue to go up. And because of the fear, is trying to understand what is real, what is not. And, a lot of kids are confused as well because the facts continue to change, right?
Yes, and that's why you want to keep up to date on those facts. So obviously places like the World Health Organization and CDC.gov are great resources for up-to-date and reliable information.
All right.
So the second step that you can take is to rate the probability. So when those concerns are snowballing out of control, stop and ask yourself, how probable is this that my child will get coronavirus right now? I teach an online course on the proven 4-step process to stop worrying, and last month one of my students, who's a parent of a 4-year-old, became very concerned about the possibility of her child getting coronavirus. And so she used this step to help calm herself down. And she said, instead of asking, is it possible that my child is going to get coronavirus, I asked myself, is it probable that right now, when no one else in the school has it, that my child is going to get it? And she said it went a long way to helping calm her mind.
All right, number 3.
Number 3 is to talk to your child. A lot of times we think as parents that we protect our kids when we don't tell them what's going on. But kids are smart, and they're hearing things that their parents are saying. They're hearing things at school from the other kids, and they may even seen people wearing masks. And what happens is now that they're filling in the missing pieces with scary stories. So talk to your kids. Sit down and say, have you been hearing about an illness going around? What do you know? Let them guide the conversation, because in this way, you're going to know if they're dealing with facts or if they're dealing with their imaginations.
And we want to get to number 4.
And number 4 is to take those steps for precaution. So teach your kids to empower themselves by taking those strategies that they can, that we know of, to help reduce the spread, which is one of the biggest ways. Washing your hands with soap and water is your best friend.
Well, that's it. It's just so simple in so many ways, because concern allows you to be preventative. But when it becomes fear, it becomes almost paralyzing for so many people. I mean, some great advice. Denise Marek, thank you so much. Wish we had more time.